As you know, Jesus famously said, love your enemies as yourself. Today, this morning when I woke up, I thought, you know what? I'm going to wish everyone, including my perceived adversaries, everything good happening to them. You know, physical health, emotional health, spiritual health, everyone, including those who criticize or vilify me. Can I do that? So anyway, it got me thinking, and this is what came out as a possible thing to reflect on. So imagine for a moment that you're standing on the shore watching the ocean. Waves arise, curl, crash, and disappear. And yet, the ocean itself never goes anywhere. We tend to see the wave as a separate thing. This wave, that wave, big wave, small wave, calm wave. Although no wave is really calm, maybe ripples up, stormy wave. But if you look closely, you never actually find a wave apart from water. The wave is simply the ocean, and it's in motion, taking on a temporary shape. By the way, I recently heard a nice joke. Two fish going upstream, young fish, two older fish coming the other way, and they cross each other. And the older fish look at the two young fish and say, "Hi, boys and girls, how's the water downstream?" And then they pass. And after a while, the two young fish, one of them looks at the other and says, "What did he mean? How is the water? What is water?" So that's how we are. So take a moment now to look closely. The wave is simply the ocean in motion, taking on a temporary wave. Now bring the same insight to yourself and to all living beings. We move through life as if we are separate waves of consciousness. I'm in here, somewhere inside here. You are out there. Someone sealed inside their own private mind. So, from the perspective of reality, this is a useful illusion, but it is an illusion. What you call your consciousness is not sealed off. It is a local expression of something universal. Just as every creature in the sea is nothing but ocean in particular form, every sentient being is nothing but consciousness in a particular form. The body, the personality, the history, the preferences, these are like shapes of the waves. But the essence of each being, the very fact of experiencing, is the same ocean of awareness. Notice something simple right now. There's hearing, seeing, sensing, thinking, feeling. All of it is happening in awareness, but more radically, it is happening as awareness. No sensation steps outside consciousness, because sensation is consciousness. So there aren't so many separate consciousnesses. There's one field of knowing, one boundless ocean showing up as countless eyes. And they all call themselves me. Consciousness is tasting itself as a human being, as an animal, as a child, as an elder, as joy and grief, as clarity and as confusion. When you look into the eyes of another person, you're not actually looking at a stranger who has their own separate inner light. You're the one light meeting itself from a different angle. The ocean is recognizing itself in another wave. This has huge, profound implications. If I am only the small wave, then I must protect myself from all other waves. I live in comparison and fear, defensiveness. But if I'm the ocean appearing as this wave, then your well-being is not separate from mine. Compassion stops being a moral effort and becomes a natural expression of what I am. This is not asking you and me to deny our individuality, our story, or our uniqueness. The wave's shape still matters. Its journey, its beauty, its contribution to the shoreline of life. But it invites us to see that behind all the changing shapes, there's one unchanging presence. The water of awareness, silently saying, I am, through every form. So, how do we begin to live this? We start very simply by noticing again and again that every experience is already held in this open space of awareness. Right now, notice the sounds around you, the sensations in your body, the movement of your breath. All of it arises in the same vast, quiet presence that you call me. Then take one more step. Recognize that this very presence is not personal. It has no border, no age, no nationality. It's not Iranian or American or Indian or Pakistani, Hindu or Christian or Muslim. When this is glimpsed, something relaxes. You don't have to cling so tightly to who you think you are. You don't have to fear change quite so much. You don't have to fear those who vilify you, because they're doing the best they can from their conditioned mind. Okay, you don't have to fear change, because you were never meant to last as a wave. Only the ocean endures. When I see all this conflict in the world, I realize very few people are actually thinking how impermanent the wave is, and yet fighting with other waves. You're not just a separate creature in the universe. Your consciousness itself, you are the universe experiencing itself through this exquisite temporary form called you or me. So this is an invitation. Remember the ocean that you are, even as you fully honor the wave as you appear to be. From that recognition, love, creativity, and compassion stop being practices. They become the effortless movement of the ocean flowing as your life. So, well, thank you for being here on the Chopra Well, and if you feel this is useful, please do share it with others.